G'day, guys. I was just looking through and just some YouTube stuff and all that. Then I just came across this and I said, just do a search because I came across a certain, fast food type vegan stuff and all that. And I go, let me just take a look at that. I'll just share and you'll understand what I mean. And I was looking at roughly and I was noticing, like this is some young lady 9 hours ago and talking about KFC's Beyond Fried Chickens, all these. And you just go through, and recently more and more of the vegan channels are just promoting all these fake foods, all these really meat substitutes, animal substitutes. It's just on and on, even in other countries in different languages and all sorts of things. So you just go on and on. It's all this, She's got a vegan January, and all her junk food. So she's happy. She's gone from a sad diet to a veganerized sad diet, and it's just on and on, all this sort of stuff. New vegan nuggets. And he's basically a vagoon that would have protested outside these companies in the past. And here he is promoting the corporate stuff. I mean, they're complete sellouts. They have literally just gone because, they're being used. They don't understand. They're being used by the big food manufacturers to promote all this sort of stuff. And these guys are just hook, line and sinker, vegan pizza, everything you want. This lady is probably from an Arab country, and it just goes on and on every single country. Look at this. That guy looks, maybe some European country, and you're going, that's definitely European. And you've got all these people. It's just one after another. There's only the last couple of months. It's just the best vegan fast food. I mean, are you bloody kidding me? As I said, the future of food is basically veganerized kibble, sad diet 2.0. The sad diet 2.0, the sad diet 1.0 was one that had very little meat in it, real protein, good quality protein, and the rest was just junk, cheap fructose and glucose sources you couldn't even describe them as food something coming out of a factory is not really food. Let's be honest about it. And so you've got, all these people doing all these so-called, how absolutely woke and all that. And you've got all these people reviewing all these fast. They're all young, obviously. They haven't been damaged enough to basically, give them a few more years and they'll end up like this guy and probably worse, with a whole lot of health problems, far worse than the traditional vagoons. But it just goes on and on and on and on, all this sort of stuff. And it just shows you that basically this community has just gone down they want the actual real, they want those tastes, their food, eating fruit, you're not going to survive on that. And eating all this bland tubers and stuff like that is just shit. Nobody enjoys that sort of stuff. And so basically the veganerized community has pretty much embraced the new fast food industry. So the new fast food industry is their best friend, but they don't realize that all these foods are full of seed oils, toxic seed oils, and basically refined high fructose corn syrups and stuff like that. In the past, the vegan community and the vegetarian community and all that, like the low carb community, would have railed against the big corporates and all their junk food production and stuff like that. Now the young vegans they've completely embraced it. As I say, the movement has actually become a junk food promoter club. Pretty much the vagoons today are the best friends of the corporates. This is why they're supporting them and promoting their lifestyle. It's not accidental, why certain corporate leaders around the world have basically put shitloads of money into plant-based alternatives, because there's massive profit margins. And when you've got a young population that's brainwashed and has been on a sad diet for a very long time, to shift from a virtual signal and shift from a non-purely plant-based to a completely plant-based is very easy. So to go from something that's 70 to 80% plant-based and only anywhere between 10 and 30% animal-based, to take that 10 or 30%, depending on the food, the processed food, is very easy, and replace it with additional kibble and seed oils to provide the taste of fat in it. So they can swap it in. It's much cheaper as well for the food industry. And they've got already marketed, because the majority of the population is eating that sort of stuff. So it's not a big shift for them, and it's great profit margins in that regard. So yeah, it's just, they're all embracing it. Look at all these young people. You won't find anybody in our generation, but it's all these young people, all these so-called influencers that are just basically embracing and promoting it. Some are bigger, some have got, but they're all out there, and you can actually see even the amount of views that they've got is not large. Obviously, okay, this lady's got 6 million. She's probably been around for a while, but all the others are much smaller, their viewership in the last, I'm looking at the last couple of months. And so smaller sites, but they're all basically promoting. It's like, because that's the other thing, you can get cheap money, from this advertising. So you can actually have a couple of Ks, a couple of thousand subscribers, but if you're promoting constantly all this sort of garbage, the food industry will give you money. So all these young people who basically don't want to work and actually earn an honest day's job, and basically probably on their veganerized diet don't even have the energy to do it. It's much easier to do this bullshit and get free food, get free money, and all that sort of stuff. So look at the promotional stuff that's been happening in the last year, and they're all young people just promoting on and off all these big corporates. This is junk food. This is sad diet 2.0 plant-based. This is the future. This is what they want everybody on eventually. That's what they want. They want basically, middle-aged women that, with a daughter, oh God, she's discovered the veganerized diet, So it just goes on and on, these people. So what can one say? That's the future, guys. That is the future that they want us. They're basically printing money like there's no tomorrow, because they've completely and utterly destroyed the economy, and we know with what, So the current, crisis that basically they exploited to basically crowd out the middle class. When you increase the money supply, you inflate assets beyond the reach, not only of the poor, but the middle class themselves, and you start crowding them out. And basically, you destroy the supply chain. You actually then go to virtual signaled environmental BS that basically causes no investment in traditional energy sources, which means that the alternative energy sources are much more expensive, making energy more expensive. So goods and services become more expensive. Housing and other asset classes becoming very expensive and crowding out the middle class, which pretty much is on the way to the goal of you'll live as a peasant in a rentier capitalist society. You'll own nothing. You'll be fed kibble. They'll own everything, and you'll work for them, and you'll live in their meta world. That's the plan, And if you get sick on the way, they'll just pump you full of drugs, which you will pay off as well. both in the meta world and in the real world. That's the future. It's great for the new corporate, big tech and big pharma and big finance and big food sort of businesses that are coming together. All those are coming together. You can see it. Mr. Gates going around buying up a lot of farmland. All these people, the tech giants, the financiers, they're all coming together, putting their money together and combining and creating a new rentier capitalist society in which you will own nothing, they will own everything, and they will tell you what to eat, when to get up, what to view, and what to basically support. You'll be the new serf class, and they will be the new aristocrats of the planet, and they will tell you what to do and how to live your life. That's the future. Fully Kibbleized and Vagunarized, and basically you'll be in a brain fogged state in your meta life, getting dopamine hits. Yes, that's the future to look forward to. So, and basically, if you die on the way, just another dead person, irrelevant to the system. So, yes. Anyway, I hope you found amusing or depressing, whatever. Maybe you should basically pick up your act and start saying no, because nobody else is. And the more of us say no, maybe we'll get somewhere. The more of us that stay quiet, getting nowhere. Please share. See us.